Hi, everyone. My name is Jenny Wilson, and I'm really honored to be leading this course. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for making the decision to enroll as a student in college or even in a college preparatory class. I think it's a big and major decision in anyone's life. It was a major decision in my life. I'm originally from a small community called Tula, Mississippi, and making the decision to go to college and pursue what I wanted to pursue with my life and take the driver's seat, take the wheel in my life. It was by far one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life because it led to so many others. In my case, making the decision to embark on college, it set the stage for me to be able to seek job opportunities in a career that I wanted to pursue, which was teaching and English. I'm an English teacher by trade and training, guys. But it also enabled me to explore the world. I had never been anywhere. I had never been on an airplane until I was 25 years old. I had never been outside of my region, which would be considered like the South. For example, when I was a young person in high school, I had an aunt who lived in Alabama. I had another aunt and uncle who lived in Tennessee. I had another uncle who lived in Georgia. Other than that, like we never went anywhere. I had never been across the Mississippi River, even, things like that, that I think many of you can relate to. In many cases, you might be coming from small communities where you kind of got your sphere or your area. Like this is where you've been, and maybe you'd love to go and see Seattle, or you'd love to go and see San Francisco or Los Angeles, or other places. But it's just there's a lot of limits there, right, and a lot of barriers that many people face, even today. Um, so I want to congratulate you and applaud you on your decision to take this step for the betterment of yourself, as well as just as importantly for your family. And I know that families are so much in the forefront of so many of our lives. I'm a proud mom of three beautiful kids. My husband and kids are enrolled Blackfeet, and so we've kind of had this connection back and forth between Browntown and affectionately Polson, Pablo, Ronan, many other areas, Big Arm, on the on the Flathead Res as well. Um, I want to thank a few people really quickly in this video who really helped me along my journey when I left Mississippi in 2009 and had no other family, didn't know my way around, but just needed to get out of the circumstances that I was in. A really unhealthy, that's the story for another day, but needed to get out and needed to get a new start for myself and for my life. I'm really grateful that my first major teaching opportunity was at Salish County College. I'm grateful to the members of the SKC community who gave me an opportunity as a young person to get that first teaching experience, but not only that, to grow so much as a person. Um, I know that maybe sounds like a little bit of a Kevin Costner story or something like that. White lady leaves Mississippi and lands on lands on a reservation and finds herself or something like that. But I do want to give some shout outs to some wonderful people who are still working in the SKC community today, and some who've already retired and others who've passed on now, but who've made a difference in my life. The SKC community fairly recently mourned the loss of Anita Big Spring. She made a wonderful impact in my life. She worked in the president's office under several different presidents for many years. Um, Mike Big Crane, who I hear has recently had a building dedicated to him, he made a big impact on a lot of people in the community, in the SKC community. When I started there, I want to give some shout outs as well to Joe McDonald, who was the first president of SKC, and it's found one of its founders, its lead founders. He's made a difference in so many lives. Tracy McDonald as well, Roger McClure, who's already passed on, um, Mary Driscoll, who's still working in the community, and but worked at the library many years ago when I started there, and really made just a huge and tremendous impact on my life. Um, Molly Matt, who's still teaching and very happily so. Wonder if you get a chance to take a class with Molly Matt, please do so. She's awesome and fun and amazing as a teacher. So she shaped a lot of my attitude, as a teacher when I was young and growing. Um, Amy Tryon, And there's numerous others, but I just wanted to give a few of those shout outs. Debbie Bell, if you do encounter, say, the nursing department, health sciences, or any other areas, Debbie, I think, is working in a lot of different areas, just in student support, etc. But there are numerous people. Juan Perez over at the Athletic Center, people who just took a little bit of time out of their day to help me grow as a person when I first became a teacher. And so I'm very honored to be able to, my husband and I, we've traveled a good bit in recent years, and raising a family, et cetera. But I'm very honored to be able to return at least part-time and teach, even if it's online, um, here at SKC. A few things that you need to know about our class is 90% of success is just showing up. If you come, just come. I'm happy to have you. I don't ever like to see a student not succeed or fail. Um, Almost always, 99% of the time, if someone doesn't succeed or fails a class ever, it's because there just was poor attendance, that weren't attending and weren't participating. So if you can just show up, that's number one. Number two would be show up with as good of an attitude as you can. I know that life is hard, and I don't want to gloss over that in any way, but my belief and what I've found for me personally, as well as for many students, is SKC is a school that's really trying hard to shine a light in the community and in the surrounding communities. And there's so many people working tremendously hard to make a difference in Indian country, as well as just in the immediate communities as well. And that starts with empowering students, no matter what their life history has been, or no matter what age and stage they're at, too, to come in wherever they're at, meet them wherever they're at, and help to equip that student to be a better version of themselves. So come on in, join with a good attitude every day, or as good of an attitude as you can. Be ready to participate. I do ask students to just always have something to write with and something to write on. And even if you don't, I'll try my best to provide it. If you're taking me online, I'm not going to be able to reach through the camera and provide you with a writing utensil. But even if you're taking it online and you're using your cell phone or another device to tune in or complete things, I still feel like there's some part of our brain that's working really hard and working differently. When we just make notes, or even if we're doodling on the side, I feel like it stimulates your brain. And helps you in other ways where maybe like it might be hard to try to text notes, and some people are pretty speedy, but I like to see students writing things down, penciling things out, or even just drawing pictures. I think that helps our brains in ways that maybe many students aren't practicing or engaging their brains in that way anymore. So have something to write with and something to write on. As an instructor, I do my very best to minimize costs. It's very concerning to me, and I've been in lots of situations in my life where I wasn't able to afford a textbook. And so I don't wish that upon any student. I've been teaching for about 13 years now total, and that started at Salish Kootenai College. And then I've had the opportunity like I said, my husband and I have traveled a little bit. I've had the opportunity to teach at a few other places as well. I got to teach for a year, for example, at Northern Marianas College in Saipan. That's an island way the heck out there in the Pacific near Guam. And I got to work amongst the local tribal communities there called the Chamorros. Very cool place if you ever want to look it up. So I've had a lot of different experiences, and I've seen a lot of hard things. I've seen students who walked miles to school in flip-flops in monsoon season with rain pouring down on them and no sidewalks. And so as people were like driving past them, there's like water sloshing off to things like that. And that student, the one I'm thinking of at the moment, he still was at class every single day. He was that dedicated, and he knew that it mattered that much that he succeed for the benefit of his whole family. So just show up, good attitude. And I try my best to minimize your other costs. I've been teaching long enough. I've been teaching 13 years that I don't typically require any type of textbook. I work really hard on my end to design assignments, design handouts, design stuff that's my own intellectual property that may in some cases have been influenced by other sources, and I acknowledge the other sources that are used, and I'll teach you how to acknowledge sources as well and cite sources. But there is so much available in the public domain nowadays that can help you. We are going to have, in any of my classes, we start very early on with an introduction to the library and how to utilize the library and utilize so many people who are working so hard to make your life easier in the library and help you with your needs for resources. So we'll start there in most classes. But I'll be doing my homework as well to just make sure that I'm up to speed on resources and opportunities that are available for students for funding. In many cases, we will start out a quarter writing a scholarship essay, or at least a baseline for a scholarship essay, to set you up so that you've got something that you've put together in advance. That way, when scholarship opportunities come open, you may not have written something in my class that's exact to match what their questions are, but there's a lot of similarities in most questions that are out there. The questions that we will answer, actually for the SKC scholarship in this class, are applicable to numerous other scholarships out there. And then I'll help you edit, make it better. So there's little pieces of any course you take from me that I'm hoping that will help you connect in other ways, help you get access to things that you need beyond just my class. So thank you for joining. Thank you for listening. I really look forward to meeting you and getting to know you. Be ready to participate. Um, I look forward to and I'm encouraged as a teacher. One of the things that I appreciate and enjoy the most about teaching is getting to know students and then getting to help students achieve what their goals are, whether that's for the short term or for the long term. I feel like that's what I can contribute to my local community, is helping students wherever they're at to get to that next level where they want to be. So I look forward to being part of that journey with you. And if you do happen to be on the SKC main campus, where you can go look up any of those cool people that I have given shout outs to today, and there's many, many more, go check them out. They are happy to greet you, to smile, to warm up your day, probably even offer you a cup of coffee if you come by, and help you with wherever you're at. Okay. Have a great day. Have a great week. Have a great quarter, guys. And I look forward to meeting you in our class.